An awesome Easter egg, and the kind of thing that shows developers genuinely care about the games that they put out. But I mean, of course, if you're in a regular Nuketown match, you're never going to get a chance to play it, but it's still cool. Call of Duty is a series chock full of Easter eggs. The people behind these games are always looking to pay homage to various movies and pop culture icons that inspired them to get into gaming in the first place. And if you guys know anything about me, you know I love a good Easter egg hunt. What is up, everybody? Chaos here. Welcome to the Every COD series. Today, we're going big. We're not starting at COD 4 this time. We're going to start all the way back at the original Call of Duty from 2003. And we're going to check out my picks for the best Easter egg in every single Call of Duty game. You guys let me know in the comments what your favorite COD Easter egg of all time is. And this is powered by G2A.com. If you get anything from G2A.com, use code CHAOS for some cash back. Link is at the top of the description. Now, without further delay, let's go. COD 1, as promised. Now, there are a few versions of the original Call of Duty, so it was hard to find one that I really liked, but I'm going to stick with an Easter egg that you'll find in Call of Duty Finest Hour, which was an altered console port of the original COD for PC. During the campaign missions, come out fighting. You can run off the set path just a little bit, and eventually you'll come face to face with a regime UFO. Now, you have to do a bit of exploring, but it definitely raises a lot of questions, which will, of course, never be answered, because what kind of Easter egg would it be if they had the answers to it? I think it's a good way to start today. Moving right along to COD 2. Now, this is one that I found recently, but I still think it's funny for some reason. During the first mission of the COD 2 campaign, you're going to be brought up to a shooting range, and you're going to be told to hit some certain targets. Now, this was pretty normal back in COD campaigns, and at one point, your commander tells you to shoot a teddy bear on the post. But you are still given the freedom to shoot whatever else you want to. However, he gets more and more frustrated with you if you don't shoot the bear on the post, and if you fire too many shots without hitting the bear, he will yell, "Kill the traitor," and then he will gun you down, which forces you back to the checkpoint. Now, I mean, I think about it, I think COD 2 is one of the only games ever that will straight up kill you if you do the tutorial wrong. I see a ton of you are watching and enjoying the content on the channel, but you're not subscribed. Take a second, hit that sub button, turn on those notifications, and let's get the Team Chaos subscriber percentage up into the 30s. Call of Duty 3. On the multiplayer map, Stalag 23, there is a very weird Easter egg that probably only a handful of people in the world ever saw. After all, COD 3 wasn't exactly a popular game, and this was a DLC map that I doubt anybody watching this video even remembers, but it is a map, and there are a few angles where you can actually see a golden flaming skull just sitting out in a field. Now, it was a little out of the way, so you had to know where to go to get a good view, but it was weird, and I still don't really know the reasoning behind it. A lot of these Easter eggs probably don't even have reasoning. The developers just do it for the kicks. Okay, we've reached COD 4. One of the inciting incidents of Call of Duty 4 is a public execution in the campaign mission, The Coup. After you're thrown in the car and driven through the town, at one point you'll drive by a wall on the right side with a bunch of posters and graffiti on it. One of the things you'll see is a portrait of a man looking slightly confused. That man is none other than Jason West, the president of Infinity Ward at that time, who was later gonna go on and co-found Respawn Entertainment after the big Activision lawsuit. Now, that's a pretty common thing in game development. Whenever the environments need random mugshots or portraits of people, the developers will often just take pictures of each other and throw them into the game as Easter eggs, which is what they did here. Now we've reached Call of Duty World at War. Dirty Harry is considered one of the icons of action movies, and in World at War, Treyarch paid tribute to the character with a very clever and very hard to find Easter egg. There's a gun in the game files called the Dirty Harry, and it's basically an M1911 that shoots rifle grenades instead of bullets, but with all the same movement and handling of a normal pistol. This turns you into one of the most intimidating people on the battlefield, like Harry himself, and you can only access this gun by digging into the developer tools on the PC version or by hacking the console version. So Treyarch really wanted you to have to dig deep for this one, but it kind of gives it a little extra charm. Imagine how confused the person who discovered this was. In Black Ops 1, the Dirty Harry returned, but it was a little easier to get your hands on. But back in World at War, you had to do a lot of digging to pull this thing into the game. Modern Warfare 2. Now, license plates are a pretty common outlet for Easter eggs in movies and video games. It's easy for developers to put a significant number or combination in plain sight, and only those with insider knowledge actually can decipher the code. Well, Modern Warfare 2 is no different. Multiple vehicles throughout the Modern Warfare 2 campaign can be seen with the license plate IW20094, which is a reference to Modern Warfare 2 being Infinity Ward's 4th game and it releasing in 2009. The more you know. Black Ops 1. And I'm pretty sure you all expected this one, but the main Easter egg in Black Ops 1 is just too cool not to showcase. Nobody expected it. The main menu of Black Ops 1 has you sitting in a chair and looking at various CRT monitors with the game options on them. However, by inputting a certain combination, you can actually loosen the restraints, stand up, and start walking around the holding room. You can even interact with various computers and play a little port of the game Zork, one of the very first video games ever made. So yes, everybody knows about this Easter egg, but come on. It's awesome. You can't talk about Black Ops 1 Easter eggs without mentioning this one. Modern Warfare 3. Now, Burger Town is kind of an inside joke in the Call of Duty community. It's a fast food joint that was the center of one of the biggest fights in the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, and ever since then, it's popped up all over the place. But did you guys know Burger Town actually appears out of bounds on 3 of the multiplayer maps in Modern Warfare 3? You can find a Burger Town on the map Arcaden, although you can't interact with it. Then, on Downturn, there is a Burger Town out of bounds, and on Terminal, yes, Terminal, there's a Burger Town, but the name is changed to be in Russian instead of English. And I guess Infinity Ward and Sledge were big fans of the place after Modern Warfare 2, and they really wanted us to know about it in MW3. Black Ops 2, the Batman East... Okay, never mind. Everybody knows about this one, but I love it. The redesign of Nuketown into Nuketown 2025 was a huge success. Fans loved it. One of the coolest aspects of the map was the addition of an interactive Easter egg involving the big screen in the middle of the map. If you manage to start a match on Nuketown 2025 and then you shoot the heads off all the mannequins in less than 90 seconds, you can then return to the center of the map and play a selection of classic Activision home console games like Pitfall and River Raid. An awesome Easter egg and the kind of thing that shows developers genuinely care about the games that they put out. But I mean, of course, if you're in a regular Nuketown match, you're never going to get a chance to play it, but it's still cool. Call of Duty Ghosts. The Legend of Zelda, one of my favorite titles of all time, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Super NES, had a huge influence on the gaming industry as a whole, me personally. And there are Easter egg references to it in just about every place you look. Infinity Ward decided to pay homage to the series with an Easter egg in the Ghost campaign, which is one of my favorites in this entire video. During the mission Struck Down, you can look around and find a trophy case, and inside it, you will find a gem with the inscription Award for Most Bushes Cut and Pot Smashed. The gem is actually a ruby. Now, a clear reference to the Legend of Zelda, and Ghost was full of fun Easter eggs, but this one is probably my favorite of the bunch because, well, I love Zelda. Now we've reached Advanced Warfare. This is a little weird and it took a while to find it, but it's one you'll never be able to unsee. On the popular multiplayer map Detroit, there are a few posters in the background. One of them is a street sign that says DG2, and you probably don't think anything about it, as it's pretty common in cities for there to be random placeholder signs like this, but those characters, they actually have some meaning. DG2 is actually a reference to the Wonderwaff DG2 weapon, a fan favorite weapon from the Zombies mode, and it was an awesome way for Sledgehammer to pay tribute to the work Treyarch had done before them. Now we've reached Black Ops 3. And this game was heavily criticized for its lack of connection to the previous 2 Black Ops games. However, Treyarch did their best with a few Easter eggs to kind of pay homage to the series' roots. During the campaign mission, Life, there is a message that briefly goes by during a loading screen that reads, Dragovich, Kravchenko, Steiner. Now these men must die. This is obviously a reference to the pivotal line from Reznov in the original Black Ops that kickstarts the entire plot. It's a shame that the Black Ops 3 campaign turned out to be such a mess and we didn't get a continuation of the first 2 game stories, but, I mean, at least we got a couple cool Easter eggs like this one. And yes, there's always the Nuketown Easter egg as well. Infinite Warfare. Now, IW had some great characters and a very intimidating villain played by Kit Harington, who you guys know as Jon Snow in the Game of Thrones. Infinite Warfare was also released during the height of the Game of Thrones popularity, so you know Infinity Ward had to throw a reference in there. During Operation Black Flag in the campaign, you're given the option to kill Kit during his speech. You can either listen to him talk, or you can kill him immediately, and if you interrupt him, you'll get an achievement called You Know Nothing, which is a reference to the iconic Game of Thrones line, You Know Nothing, Jon Snow. Call of Duty World War II. This game had a ton of Easter eggs, but this one is probably my favorite because it didn't make a whole lot of sense, but there's something weirdly satisfying about blowing up fruit. Now, if you went into the headquarters and then went down to the firing range, you could shoot a bunch of targets in a specific pattern to cause a bunch of watermelons to randomly spill onto the sand. And I have no clue how people figured this out or if Sledgehammer tipped them off, but if you shot the targets a certain way, you get a whole bunch of watermelons on the field, which you can then blow up in all their juicy glory. I know, it's weird, but I liked it. 2 games left. Black Ops 4. This was a super interesting one, especially because this was discovered in the Black Ops 4 beta, and nobody knew what it meant till the full game came out. On the multiplayer map Hacienda, you can find a wall with a bunch of photos on it connected with a string. The photos cover a big chunk of Black Ops history. There's a picture of Hijack from Black Ops 2, Hunted and Stronghold from Black Ops 3, and Militia and Icebreaker from Black Ops 4, which weren't released at the time. Now, this definitely got people scratching their heads during the Black Ops 4 beta, and while it ultimately didn't end up leading to anything specific, it was a cool Easter egg and a fun reference to both the previous Black Ops games and what was actually coming in the future of Black Ops 4. And there's also an Easter egg on a map, I think, where they like dropped a guy in the ocean and he had a ball and chain down there. That was pretty cool too. And finally, Modern Warfare 2019. Finishing things off, this one is a little less cool now that Spec Ops has kind of explained it. But back in the day, when the game first came out a couple months ago, it was a big one. On the multiplayer map Gunrunner, one of the crates has a logo on it. Underneath it reads Zakif Arms. Now, this was a reference to, of course, Imran Zakif, the main antagonist of Call of Duty 4, but he was absent from the reboot. When the Easter egg was discovered, fans were hyped because we thought it was setting up for the sequel, and it very well may be. We don't know yet. But since Spec Ops has been expanded, it's been fleshed out a bit, and it's not as exciting anymore. But in the moment, it was an awesome discovery. And there you have it. Those are my favorite Easter eggs from every single Call of Duty. You let me know which one sticks out to you the most. Drop a like, and I'll see you soon.